Today we'll be learning how to do a ball bounce. So the general consensus is that if you really want to be a real animator, you will need to learn how to do a ball bounce, which I found is quite accurate because there's so many scenarios where you need this technique, the ball bounce technique, to animate objects. So that's why we're here today. In this lesson, I want to show you how the ball bounce works, and then I'm going to show you how to animate it in After Effects in the next video. I guess a bigger question here is something that I want you to always remember as an animator, which is you need to think about what is making the things move. What are the forces that's acting on the object and how to translate that force into animation. When we're thinking about ball bounce, I think the main force that's acting on the ball is going to be gravity, right? The gravity is pulling the ball down, and then every time the ball hit the ground, it's going to lose some of the energy, and then it's going to bounce until it stops on the ground. Let's say, for example, this ball we have here, and this is going to be a normal ball. Like, what is a normal ball? It's going to be something that's not too heavy and not too light, not too bouncy. Maybe a golf ball. And then I have a ball here. If it falls, it's gonna fall like this, hit the ground, and then bounce one time, and then bounce another time, and then slightly it's gonna lose some energy, right? Slightly like this, and then just stop on the ground. So this is going to be our general bounce for a normal ball. So two things I want you to remember, or two most important things for a ball bounce. First is that when the ball falls, it's going to lose energy. So that's why you see the ball hit the ground, and then the ball is going to bounce lower and lower each time until it finally stops on the floor. And then the second thing is that the angle that the ball is hitting the ground, the angle is the same angle that the ball is leaving the ground. So if I draw a center line here, in the center, this angle is going to be the same as this angle here. If I draw like a line here in the center, or even in each of these touching points, excuse my bad drawing, but technically speaking, this angle is going to be the same as this angle, and then this angle is going to be the same as this angle. The angle that the ball is hitting the ground is the same angle that the ball is leaving the ground. So that's the second important thing I want you to remember. We're good with this example. Now let's go to the second example, which is going to be a heavy ball. Let's draw maybe a bigger ball here, heavier ball. When this heavy ball falls, it's going to fall to a curve, something like this, fall on the ground. Something like this is going to fall on the ground. It's going to fall on the ground, and then it's going to probably bounce, and then bounce like this. If you think about a bowling ball, that's how a bowling ball is going to fall. It's going to probably jump one time a bit higher, and then a couple more times really, really low, barely leaving the ground, and then until it stops on the floor, on the ground. So that's a bowling ball bounce. And third, we have a light bouncy ball. This one maybe like a small bouncy ball. If this ball is bouncy, so when it drops on the ground, it's gonna bounce even higher. And each time, although it's going to lose some of the energy, but it won't lose as much energy as the previous two balls. Something like this. So this ball is gonna jump, 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 jump. Excuse my bad drawing, but I just want to try to convey the idea. Like this one, to be honest, it's not very accurate because when the ball bounces, hit the ground, instead of a straight line for each top point of these curves, instead of them forming a straight line, it should form something like a decay curve, like this. It looks to me that my curve here, the graph here, looks like a straight line, but it shouldn't be a straight line. It should be a decay curve like this. So if I draw like a line here, this is my decay curve here. Decay curve. And then if I draw the ball bounce here on this smaller graph, it should look something similar to this. Each time it's just going to lose some of the energy until it settles. It's not going to be exactly same as this decay curve. It just, generally speaking, it won't form a straight line. It should be a decay curve like this. And those are 3 of the examples I want to show you today in this lesson. This is going to be a bouncy light ball, and then we have a heavier bowling ball, and then just a normal regular ball. Alright, that's it with this lesson. Next video, I'm going to show you how to do this in After Effects.